Gotta love Pizza Guy, Japan Man, and Toilet Boy. Also over on our Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW or deadlockpw.com/Patreon. If you become a patron, you get a cool little shout out for helping support the show, man. So let me run these down real quick here. In the $1 tier, we had Williams 2002, we had Jonathan B. Sprague, we had Sammy Akacha, we had Jay Mooney, Sean Stith, Michael Nash, and Chucky Milk. I do love Chucky Milk.
Chucky Milk? Chalk Milk.
In the $5 tier, we had Tucker, Pat Kimbley, Infinite Carnage, Mindful Eater, Liz Biscuit. That's great. Stone Cena, Ryan 99, Austin Smith, Jordan Bliss, Andrew V. Handshoe, Dominic Grube.
Handshoe?
Cool.
In the $8.50 tier, we had Can't Think of One and Chris W.
True.
In the $9.50 tier, we had DG Killer.
$9.50? What are you doing
Killer,
here?
a murderer.
In the $10 tier, we had Jacob Saint or Jacob Street. One of those two. It's ST.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe it's just Jacob ST.
Yeah, it could be. Jacob
Daniel Tuttle, Brianna Fester, Ark, Elena Iverson, Josh E, Travis Lowe, Austin Fitzgerald, Vincent Young, Michael Schlotthauer. Michael Schlotthauer. That's a great name.
Why is that how you're saying it? How do you spell that?
Schlotthauer.
No. All right. True.
It's spelled like SCHLOTT Hauer. You know what I mean?
Damn.
JP Wheezy, Rich Moulton. And $12, we had Isaac Johnson and Grondell. Those are both annuals. Thank you guys for sticking around for the year. And we had a $120 annual from El Lucha Dead, money sign. So thank you for that.
Ooh,
and
money.
Thank you for sticking around.
Money.
We appreciate it. And the current champion is still David Reyes at $91.69. Actually, a little more than it was last week.
I was going to say, that's not the same amount as last time.
Last time he was at $81.37.
I'm solidifying this reign with more. Damn, David, all right, big man.
Yeah, thank you, dude. We appreciate it. We appreciate it from everybody, man. Thank you guys for supporting the show.
So much. Hey, speaking of champions, I'm still the Deadlock 24/7 champion.
Oh, wait. Oh, I got you to go, boy!
Oh, no!
Tony!
No!
1, 2, 3. Oh, new champ!
What the hell?
Just like
what
that!
The hell?
Oh, my God!
How'd that happen? All right,
well,
I'll get you next time.
Yeah, suck my dick.
Damn it.
Yeah, you can catch me on the next episode of WWECW 2008. We'll have a Gulf of Mexico match.
I'll challenge you next week. Gulf of Mexico match right on this pod. On the pod next week. Yeah, you better do it.
Quick shout out to everybody who became patrons here in the last week or so. In the $1 tier, we had Presley. $1.50 tier, we had Braden Pinard. $4.50 tier, we had Josh. And his last name was. In the $5 tier, we had Ross Fernley, Greasy Dirty Butt Asshole Man.
Tony's already been on there.
Whoa, hey.
That Moist Jeff.
What is happening?
And in that $10 tier we got That Ginger Dead. We got
making these up.
Tima.tv. Shout out.
These are real people. James just writes names down.
Shout out to our boys Tima.
Dickass.com.
We love you, motherfuckers.
Shout out Tima.
Idiot on YouTube.
That's all of us.
Yeah. And the $10 3-cent tier, we had Dream Police.
What are you doing there?
Which means our current champion is still David Reyes at $91.69.
Congrats. Round of applause for David.
This is becoming quite the reign for David Reyes.
He's got the Jarrett. It's about to be reign of terror.
We need a Christian Cage to show up.
He's about to do a blue thunder bomb. This guy's crazy.
Oh shit, a high drop kick.
Oh really? Yeah, what's up with this guy? He's feeling different tonight. So let's give a quick shout out to everyone on the Patreon already. They became a Patreon in the last week or so. Over on Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW or DeadlockPW/Patreon.
Damn right,
you guys can become
Nailed
a patron. Real shout out. Thank you. Real shout out to everybody. In the $1 tier, we had Dom.jpg.
Shut the fuck
and How Old is Tony Pizza Guy? In the $1.50 tier, we had Sid Crow. That was a username. $4.50 had Alex Webb. $5. That Moist Jeff. Austin Allison. Decayed Pock. Miguel Botello. Chalky Milk. Chase Moore, Doc, Jackal. It's a jackal. Leonardo Solis, Big Jimbo,
America.
Just Sean, Mozzie, Cody Tarleton.
Should have had up.
I'll let you get that one in. Ryu Beacon and M. Wright.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the $8.50 tier, we had Kieran McNamara.
Kieran Fearon.
$8.50. What you doing over there?
In the $9.50 tier, we had Salva 0910.
True.
In the $10 tier, we had Plug Pedro. We had Synthetic Scion, formerly known as Savage Aura.
Oh, wow.
Dylan Leahy.
Mm-hmm.
We had Vonthra Freak, Dakota Kai's Kicks, Scott Kramer, Nick, Caro Lam, Cyborg for Life, Jack Kane, Kofi Griffin, Richie D, and Sam Reel.
Let's
$12 we had Amanda's Podcast. $13.50 we had Stack of Pubes You Call Balls. all time Tony Pizza Guy call.
That's pretty good.
$25 we had Kevin 777.
Kevin 777.
That's a great name.
Annually $84 we had Golden Joe. And we also have a new Patreon champion here at $50.69. It's the Clown Prince.
Whoa!
He's back
Hold
again.
on a second.
He's back, baby.
Is that 2-time or 3-time champion? I think it's
16-time Clown
16
Prince
times.
champion.
He's trying to
shit.
take over Ric Flair's reign.
Yo, big ups to the Clown Prince showing he's got the testicular fortitude to be another champion.
Of course, you can also head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW or DeadlockPW.com/Patreon.
Get over
we are
there.
on the road to 1,000 concurrent patrons.
That'd be sick. If we hit 1,000, we're gonna do a live auction to give away Tony Pizza Guy.
We're just gonna give the whole thing away.
We're gonna give him the whole thing. Yeah.
If you guys want to, like I said, we're really, really close. So now's a great time. We have so much stack content up there. If you guys have never been a patron, you can join and get all of that. Literally all of it.
Too much. Yeah,
there's so much up there. The people that have joined recently, in the $4 tier, we had Slip Fears Schwinga. In the $4.50 tier, we had Alex Webb. $5, we had Enright. We had King Coleman 313, Max Trinda, Jesse Ballesteros, Austin Bark, David Poon.
Ooh.
Poon. In the $9 tier, we had Anthony Go. In the $10 tier, we had Golden Fister. We had Taylor Martin, Yams Yim. We had Gobble Me, Swallow Me. Keegan Lee.
Awesome.
Honda, a.k.a. Thirsty on Domain.
Okay.
We had El Santo Padilla.
True.
$10.73 tier, we had Squidalicious.
Ooh,
and an annual, $10 annual, $120. Morpheus the Dream.
Whoa!
Big Morpheus.
Shout out to Morpheus.
Thank
you very much.
And our current champion is still the reigning and defending the Clown Prince.
Oh my God, he just can't be stopped. What a little freak.
What a
mad lad over there.
Yeah, thank you so much.
$50.69 Clown Prince Deadlock Patreon champion currently.
That's my fucking guy.
Speaking of all the good stuff, we have our Patreon over at patreon.com/DeadlockPW or DeadlockPW.com/Patreon.
Yes.
I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who is new around these parts here.
Make it a slow shout out. Make it a real slow one.
Okay,
yeah, real slow shout out.
All right.
Yeah.
$1. We had Sean D. and Homesick Al 915.
All right, speed it up a little now.
In the $5 tier, we had Rhea Beacon, Joseph Good, Nick W, J. Stan Smith, Jordan Karma, S&M, Steve, MJW Games, Justin Petrovich, Stone Sheena. In the $8 tier, we had Dan Schmidt. In the $10 tier, we had Bondage Kitty, Fade to Black, Mike Williams,
Fat
Cock. What? Tim Payne, X-Man GM, or X-Man JM, It's Kai, Mark Wise, Papo Thomas, Zaya Steele, Carzy Turtle.
That's my guy.
Is it supposed to be Carzy Turtle?
No, Carzy's right. Yeah, Carzy's right.
Is that your guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Show Me Your Kitties.
True.
Brandon, subscribe to New Legacy Inc. on Twitch.
Hey, thank
Daniel
you.
Beasley,
Nice.
Cody,
Is that your burner, Johnny?
Long Schlong Johnny Butts,
Hey, thanks.
Cody Alps.
That's your other burner.
Mommy Milkers.
Oh,
That's
Big
my burner.
Bad
Christian.
Booty Daddy. Zach Trades.
That's James.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
That's James.
Dude.
Dude. Yeah, you.
Sauce.
Dude.
Bum Bees.
That's Tony.
That's me. Yeah.
Ian. Jonathan Mitchell. DeLorean Kurtz. Ryan99. Skylar Wade.
Yeah.
Dennis Santiago. Christian Garcia. And Grega. And $10 1 cent tier, we had Maury Island. In
Yes.
$12 tier, we had Avery Buchanan.
Yes.
In the $60 tier is the annual, we had Joshua Rodriguez.
Let's go.
And
Yes.
120 annual, Colin Gear.
Oh wow, that's a $10 annual. Holy shit.
Yeah, welcome, dude.
Let's
Hope you find some
go.
content.
Let's go.
That means our current champion is still the Clown Prince at $50.69.
Reigning
My
and
God.
defending champion.
My
Undefeated,
prince,
baby.
the clown prince.
Let's get it. Speaking of our Patreon, we want to give a shout out to everybody that became a patron
Do
here
it.
recently. Help us reach over the 1,000 over at patreon.com.
Oh, now that we hit 1,000,
/LIPW.
remember, I was going to say, when we said we hit 1,000, we were going to name all 1,000 patrons on one.
Oh, yeah, James,
we
that's right.
were. Yeah, Tony, take it away.
Yeah, Tony, James, not Johnny.
I'm glad that Tony just called that out. There you go, buddy. Start
Hold
You
reading.
got,
on,
the list
well-
you got the list in front of you, Tony?
Yeah, I actually do. Hold
All
on. Let
right,
me
here
pull
we
it
go.
out. Oh, Stone Cold.
Oh my God, no. Jesus Christ.
Oh, we got number 1 here on the list. We got number 2.
Number 3. Oh, what?
But who are the new? Who are
Yeah,
the
let
new
me give
blood?
a quick shout out to everybody here. All
New
right, we got in the
blood.
$1 we had Dr. Sirloin, Dalton Crooks, Natalie B,
Yes.
Cassidy Orange, Billy Nothaft, Sam West, Big
Oh, there's a
Papa
lot.
Pringle, and Donut Cass. In the $1.50 tier, we had Evelyn, #Hirota Forever Regina, Princeton Lorenx. In the $4 tier, we had Darren George,
you doing
Ianio
there?
Mack. $4.50, we had Peligro Quesadillas.
This is broke tier?
$5 tier, we had Darren Knopf, we had Bronco X Rule, Vamp Love, Ben Yu. Wow, your last name is crazy. Ben
Do it.
Yoon Hughes.
Sorry, what was that?
I feel like you had a stroke halfway through that.
Oh,
Billy who?
oh, Ben Yen Hughes.
PN News?
Oh, Ben Yen Hughes.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
Oh, man, news.
Booger
bad
Red,
news.
Booger Red, Trace Travers, Living Dead Weeb, Alex, Triggered Trunks, Scott Lucan, Ben. TMA is nice. Cody is Master Chief. Seaman
True.
McFarlane, Crystal, Justice Williams.
Yeah.
In the $7 tier, we had Quattro and Joseph Reynolds. $8 tier, we had James Edwards. $9 tier, we had Dark Dude 400. $10 tier, we had Call Me Tom Stone. We had not_Taz 579487766. Rude Boy Kyle.
I think
Colin
that's actually
Coleman.
Taz, by the way.
No, it says it's not. Jared Clemens, 500 meter Nux, Stardust Dumbass Malik,
I love that name.
Dom Larmatina, Jeffrey Schuber, Drip God Rey Mysterio,
Whoa.
Devin is so fiery, Jeremiah Price, Rich Moulton, Jozo,
Yes.
Freddie finally returns to the Budokan,
Whoa.
Dreadfully Mediocre, Carlton
True.
Kinley, Bethany
Us.
Biggs, Magic, Fat Cock, Jared Clemens.
Wait, so you could just make your name Fat Cock on Patreon.
Fat Cock.
That's awesome.
$11.69. We had Eel Dicks for you.
All right.
$12
Yeah.
tier.
Okay,
We had
man.
Jacob Morgan, Bert, Cameron Stewart, Raleigh Frawley, and Bert again. $14 tier.
Thanks, Bert.
We had Charlie Wallace. And annually $120. We had Jonathan Davis, Anderson Muser, and Reeferizer 25. And guess
Yeah.
what?
Davis?
Yeah.
We also have a new champion.
Wait, what?
Brand new, baby.
Dethroning
JP
the
Wheezy.
He's back?
JP
He's back
Weezy's
again.
back.
Oh my
the Weez man is
gosh.
back.
$169.69.
What an unbelievable flex to not only come
Wow.
back after all this time, but do it when we have our most patrons ever so they all know who the man is.
Who's the man?
Wow,
So I had to ask
JP.
myself.
Fucking Wheezy. Thank you, JP Wheezy, so much. And thank you all so much. We as James said, we are putting up. There's a lot of damn content on the Patreon.
Dude,
Patreon says, hey, post 2 things a month. And we said,
How about 2 things today?
2 things this weekend, son.
Are we just going to gloss over the fact that Jonathan Davis from Korn is a Patreon backer?
And Bert's on there twice.
Oh, Ben Nunez. Oh, Ben Nunez.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben PN News.
Hey, also, I want to give a shout out to Fat Dogs.
What I'm not going to keep in the vault is the new patrons we got on at patreon.com/DeadlockPW.
Let them know.
Thank you, guys. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who became a patron here in the last week or so.
How many?
We got in the $1 tier, Jonathan Bishop, Tyler Ramsberg, Tristan Kelly. $5 tier, we got Dominic G, Nautica Outlaw, Munchkin Mania Sam, Nicholas Coley, Oljan, Here Goes Nothing, Broken Chupacabra. What? In the $6.66 tier, we had That Dump Truck Ass.
Oh, hell yeah.
That dump truck on my ass.
What are you doing with that dump truck of an ass, son?
In the $8 tier, we had Harry S.E., we had James Edwards, Danilio, Daniel Dawson, Liam Barkus.
Yeah.
In the $10 tier, we had Tony Tononi. We had Ephraim Colin. We had Ka. We had Jeffrey Hamilton, Justin Smith, Blue Thunder Bomb, Ian. We had the Purple Warrior, Scott Steiner.
Whoa.
We had
the actual one? Whoa.
We had You Smell, You Fell, Go to Hell. We had Austin Geary, Jarrett, Malik Douglas, Sega Dreamcast. That's my guy right there.
Yeah.
Jaeger W, Kid Saturn, Surgical Imp. In the $10 1 cent tier, we had Joshua Taylor. $12 tier, we had Khalib. Oh Boy, It's Matt, and Hank Stolly.
Yeah.
In the $60 tier, we had Nick Allen, who was an annual. Thank you, brother. And we also had a $69.69 monthly
real horny
tier from the Jordan Vance.
Oh, shout out to the Jordan Vance for getting in the horny tier.
Wow.
We can't talk about the exclusives you get in that tier.
And that means still champion is JP Weezy at $169.69.
That's a pretty vicious way to return a high amount. I feel like this is going to be another legendary reign. I was hoping I'd hear from New News again this week.
New News.
poor guy.
He probably stopped listening to the show.
He probably never heard it in the first place.
Probably canceled it and just said, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Well, thank you all for all the support. We are over 1,000 patrons on our Patreon, which is really insane.
That's
the amount of content on there
what the fuck?
just keeps growing, Tony, right? And then these motherfuckers are... Thank you.
Speaking of the Patreon, of course, we want to give a shout out to everybody who became a patron this past week on our Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW or DeadlockPW.com/Patreon. We got some really cool images up there now. If you guys missed that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do anything. They just look cool. But it's
they're
sweet.
really
So if you,
it's
if you
really
check out,
sweet. There's the Ted Zock tier, which is my favorite. It's real good.
Shut up, dude. It says Deadlock. Shout out to Over by Design for always coming in clutch for us and somehow making anything we ask. I don't know how he does it.
Let me give a shout out to everybody real quick. Jonathan Reiner. In the $1 tier, we had Hunter Binkley, Scott Kingsley. $4 tier, we had Funny Monkey GIF. In the $5 tier, we had Rokanian, the Celtic 91, Kaleo DeRezons,
nice.
Dak Wrestleford, Chuck E. Cheese Game Machine that broke Johnny's toes.
Go fuck yourself.
Ray Deluge, Joe Tajay, Junge, Rajandas.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I was laughing at the Funny Monkey. Sorry, dude.
I'm in a cast.
Nicholas George, Trill Goodman, Vertizontal. That's a crazy name.
That fucks my head
John
up.
Corona.
Oh no!
$8 we had Tranquilo.
Not me.
$10 tier we had Deshantley Lee, Boss Johnson, Dog Stalker, Little Z2 the Deadlockite, B-Bullet 101, Smoking Skull Q8, Zach Messerschmidt, Alex Casimir, Dark Toad 457, Pinta Wit DeHat, Vinny Massaro, Robert Reeves.
Vinny Massaro, what the?
Lean Guini Meanie.
That's me. That's actually me.
Zachary Huto and Remy. $10.35. We had Skylar McVean. $14. We had Vampire Warrior who's fangin' and bangin'.
Oh, hell yeah.
$60 tier. We had Schwirly Glasses. He's an annual. $100 tier. We had Wolfgang Van Sheedy. Van Sheedy.
Van Shitty?
Van Sheedy. Which means still the champion at $169.69. JP Weezy.
JP Weez, man, back again.
Congratulations,
guy,
my brother. And of course, we always want to give shouts outs to the $5 patrons, $10 patrons, $1 patrons, $100 patrons over at patreon.com/DeadlockPW or deadlockpw.com/Patreon. So let me give quick shouts out here. In the $1, we had JJ Rosso. $5, we had a Wave of Latria, Jared Mikum. In the $5 2-cent tier, we had Deloitte. Or Deloitte. In the $8 tier, we had Robert Ray. In the $10 tier, we had Zachary Huto, Remy, NWO style for life. Eric, Ben Lord, Jackson, Frank Lore, AJ's Rip Pants from TLC 2016, Bobby Guel. In the $12 tier, we had Danny M. And in the $18 tier, we had Simple Bedoofed. That man is bedoofed. Which means, and still, Patreon champion of the world, JP Weezy at $169.69.
JP Weezy back again.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this show. We love y'all, man. Of course, over on our Patreon, if you guys want to become a patron, you can do so at patreon.com/DeadlockPW. Or deadlockpw.com/Patreon.
Yes.
I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who has become a patron over the last week or so here. In the $1 tier, we had Marcus Madison, Edmund Du Bois, True Justice 420. In the $1.50 tier, we had Gurjat Jill. In the $4.50 tier, we had The Future. $5, we had Cameron Simpson, Tommy McCoy, Sadistic, Colin Seabass, Alonzo Turner, Wade McCarley, Austin, and William Velaz. In the $8 tier, we had Base World Soldier.
All right.
In the Army and the Navy. This is my guy right here. In the $10 tier, we had Ski Woe, Jesse Quatch, Michael C., Logan Something, Ryan Smith, Brian Palmer, Adam Jackpot, Panda with Wings, X Purple Thighs, Connor Walters, Jacob Pratt, KTD Topaz, Poetic Misery,
Jesus,
Paco,
right.
Zoopy Doopers, Christian Downs.
Paco's the one you had trouble with, that Zoopy Doopers.
Paco, CTS, Tyler Belmont, Booty Saxton, DeWitt, your boy Totoro, Linda Anderson,
shout out
TJ Anderson,
True.
Piece of
Anderson.
In the $10.69 tier, we had Father Axe Keeper.
Hey, Tommy.
In the $12 tier, we had Fatty Ass Cheeks. In the $54 tier, we had James Henderson. He's an annual. $60 tier, we had Danny M. and Richard Martin annuals. $100 annual here was Bad News Brendan.
Wow.
Welcome. You guys are stuck with us for a whole year. How about that?
Oh, hell yeah.
And new Patreon champions.
What?
Count them, two champions.
Dual champions?
They're sharing the title, baby. The Clown Prince and the Jordan Vance, $69.69.
They both got the same amount of the meme number?
At the exact number.
Are they going to have to do the Lay Cool gimmick where they split the belt in half?
Wow. They have to, boys. Come on. You got to put them together to make the whole title.
I do like that. Do we have an update on Bananas?
Bananas, where you at, son?
Bananas, do you even listen to the podcast?
Son? The Deadlock $5 Patreon shouts out segment is coming up next. Before we get into that, a word from our sponsors.
What the fuck?
Among Us Season 3.
Wow. This is not. We didn't
Have you ever tried shaving your balls in your face with the same razor?
Yes, Tony.
Well, now you can join the Deadlock Patreon right now.
I want to continue to keep doing that. Joining the Deadlock Patreon is just like shaving your balls with your face hairs.
Are you
Deadlock Patreon?
No balls, all pubes?
It's like shaving your pubes and putting them on your face as a beard, like Beavis and Butthead.
Look here. Listen, do you have a stack of pubes, you call a cock?
Is a period offline not fucking stop it?
You have erectile dysfunction and you have a stack of dimes for pubes. Well, join the Deadlock Patreon right now.
Look here. Listen.
In the $5 tier.
Problems with your pubes? Does a period offline not fucking stop it?
You kill. I'm choking on my drink.
Oh my god.
Look here, listen. You have pubes.
So in the $1 tier, we had Daquan Everson, Chase, Alistair.
True.
In the $5 tier, we had Johnny as a Fiend Mark.
True, and true.
Gavin 490 Freak.
Yes.
Mimitim. In the $9 tier, we had Jack LaPiana. In the $10 tier, we had Zachary Brugg, Brianna Pfister, Justin McKenzie, the WWE Nerd, Cortez Sowell, Valcohol, Zach Canes, Cedar Beecroft, Antonio Thompson, Daniel Lopez. In the $10.47 tier, we had Big Schmelly Matthew Gillespie.
Wow.
In the $12 tier, we had Zach Conklin. And you know what that means?
No.
We still have the reigning defending double champions, the Clown Prince and the Jordan Vance at 69-69.
Let's go. Round of applause for the dual champs.
I actually saw them arguing on Twitter. Or one of them was arguing about it. They were not happy about it.
World Wrestling Federation champion.
This will come to a head.
With all due respect.
You got what I want.
But before we get to that, the Deadlock Patreon shout out.
Whoa,
if you guys become a patron on Patreon, we give you a little shout out here at the beginning of the show. Starting off in the $1 tier, Fox Eye Valkyrie, Shane McCarthy, Nicholas Bush.
Nice.
In the $1.50 tier, Buckley Core. In the $5 tier, Austin Elfman, Tyrus Eagle, Epic Eddie, Indian Cockburn, Rich Moulton, Alexander Welter, Darius Lott, Tucker Lawrence.
Tucker the fucker.
$5.69 tier, Big Show in the Hog Diaper. In the $10 tier, Zach Tong, Caleb Henson, Mavado, Jacob Hendricks, Stevie Richards, Daisy Dukes, The Best Mouth Machine, Solomon Davis,
me,
Noble Caboose 117.
Wow.
In the $10.08 tier, Brian Katstad.
Nice.
Goldust heard you say that. You're blocked.
Dennis
Panda. And still the current Patreon champions, plural, of the world, the Clown Prince and the Jordan Vance at $69.69.
Wow, still holding it down. It's
going to have to come to a head at some point, right? These two are going to meet in the middle and it's going to explode.
Lots of love for the diapers out there.
and or the dippers or the ites.
And the ites. The ites.
Can't forget the
ites. Yeah.
Never can. So the Deadlock Patreon, $1, $5, $10. We got a bunch of different tiers. Deadlock. PW.com.
Those are all the tiers, actually.
Patreon.
There's
you never know. Oh, well, there seems to be a $10.08 tier, a $14 tier.
Well, those
$69 tier.
Those are secrets. You got to unlock those. That's like hidden gems.
Oh, of course. We also have those too.
Yeah, that's true.
If you guys become a patron, of course, you get a shout out here. So in the $1 tier, we had Schmitty Harry. In the $4 tier, we had Ray Ares. In the $5 tier, we had Colton Waddell, Wesley Wiggins,
I hate him.
Jimmy Byron, Aiden Osterman, Ian himself. $7 tier, we had Josh Grossman. $8 tier, we had Jordan Jabroni, some dude named Che. In the $9 tier, we had PD Gunn. In the $10 tier, we had Digital Wizard, Brady Plutko, Brett the Shitman, Hart, Quan Brown, Sloth Juice, Troy Thomas, Chris, Devon Johnson.
That was pretty impressive.
You think so?
I liked it.
In the $10.08 tier, we had Gary Madden and Vin Starr. In the $14 tier, we had Russell Dearest And in the $161 annual tier, we had the reigning, defending, undisputed Royal Rumble Watch Party champion, Stone Cold Hawks 23. Shout out to my man Cox.
Is this an accurate name?
Yeah, it is pretty accurate.
Wow,
actually.
That's
pretty impressive.
That's a pretty sweet name. Pretty
but
sweet
I guess
number.
that means
I like
still
all that.
the current champions, the Clown Prince,
Oh my
and
God.
the Jordan Vance at $69.69. Also, quick shouts out to our patrons over on patreon.com/DeadlockPW or
yeah.
DeadlockPW.com/Patreon. Thank you guys so much for continuing your patronage. And a big shout out to the new ones out here. And we're going to give a quick shout out to them.
Oh, yes.
In the $1 tier, Rylan Butler, Treckery Gadsden, Rodrigo Campos Martins. In the $4 tier, Brandon Dean.
Brandon.
In the $5 tier, Hale Mendoza, Dan Victor, Harold the Idiot, Stefan Griffin, Ryan Pick Bricks, Matt, Anita Naylor, I hardly know her, Dominic Turner.
Is that the same person, that last one? Anita Naylor, I hardly know her?
Yeah, it's actually, I think it was written, Anita Naylor, I hardly know her.
And you fix it for him? You don't do that. Let it go.
All right, I hardly know her. Dominic Turner, Mela, Big Daddy Cool Milkers in the $7 tiers.
Wait, is that also? Was it Big Daddy and then Cool Milkers?
No,
or
that's
just
just the
Big
one.
Daddy
It's just the
Cool
one.
Milkers?
Yeah, Big Daddy.
That's
Cool
tremendous.
Milk.
I like that as
Like a
well.
nickname.
Nice.
Two nicknames. $7 tier, we had Manic. In the $10 tier, we had Ray, Chris Burnett, Zachary Madison, Jarrett Schneider,
Yeah.
Brawny Gamer David, Day Galezniak.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Planet Galezniak.
What? Glaze Knack?
Galezniak. Planet
true.
Galezniak. I like it.
Yeah,
Go get that. Galezniak.
Bad dude. Bad news, you out there? You listening? You listen, Bad news?
Hey, where you at, Benny? Ben?
We haven't heard from you, Bad dude.
Hey, no, Ben.
Are you good? What?
B Squad's 28. Tom Felter. In the $10 8-cent tier, we had MC Polo. And a new annual at $50.40. Logan Plishek.
Welcome.
Let's go.
Which means our current champions are still the
Holy
Clown
shit.
Prince and the Jordan Vance at $69.69.
They are staying steady. They did not want to heed the advice of upping by just a cent to take the rate.
Not worth.
We tried.
Now let's give a quick shout out to everybody who became a new patron here on
We have to.
patreon.com/DeadlockPW.
You just
or
have to.
deadlockpw.com/Patreon.
The true
Starting off in the $1 tier, we had Alex Woodhouse and Josh. In the $4 tier, we had Declan McCready. In the $5 tier, we had Hunter Hicks.
That's a crazy
Epic
frog.
Schnivy, Jaime D17, Bodie, Zachary Zudima. In the $10 tier, we had Brian Scott, Eddie, Huzar. This guy spells his name Eddy. That's awesome.
Nice.
Perk Angle,
Boxy.
Matthew, Brandon, Revenants, Frank Lore, Jacob Flesher.
Fuck yeah.
In the $12 tier, we had Mew and Sergio TX. They were both annuals.
Okay.
$60 annual, Fatty Ass Cheeks.
That's awesome.
Which means still our reigning and
Holy
defending
shit.
Patreon champions of the world,
God.
the Clown Prince and the Jordan Vance at $69.69.
How do they continue to do this? How?
You need one penny.
Undefeated.
1 penny will put you as the main champ. Just
My
do it.
God.
Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us, and I
Bitch.
hope that you guys enjoy it for the next 9 episodes.
Fucking bitch. Yeah, true.
Before we get into that real quick, though, let me tell you about the Jackass tees. They are coming here hopefully in the next week or so. I have them at my house right now. Now we just have to put them together and ship them out.
What are you going to do with them?
Nice.
I'm going to ship them out.
What?
I'm going to push them.
What?
I'm going to take them out.
What?
I'm going to take them to USPS.
What?
I'm going to shove them right up my ass.
All right.
What?
Oh, hell yeah.
What? What did you say?
Watch out for those. Now let me give a shout out here to Patreon people. We got a
Whoa.
whole bunch here. Lots of names. Starting in the $1
Let's
tier.
go.
Josh,
Fuck
CJ,
you.
VVS Derek.
Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, that's my boy.
$1.13 tier, we had Bard. $4, Declan McCready.
Fuck you.
$5 tier, we had Jaime D17, Bodie,
Wow,
Zachary
that's a dude.
Zudema,
Mm.
Dylan
That's a
Lockhart, Martin
Dylan.
Avalos,
Yeah.
Mike Aville, Trackside Fire,
Oh my god.
Fire.
Donovan Hall, Bendithio Veer, Kevin
Veer?
Vaughn Jr.,
Kevin.
Javon Chavez, Jim
Chavez,
yeah.
Kalmbach, Tyler
Combox.
Sweet,
Sweet.
Alejandro Villalobos,
Mm.
David Anus, Dick the Cock Johnson, Stone Cena, Schloppy Bagel, and Matt.
Happy.
In the $7, we had Tim Brown and Howard O.
7.
Whoa.
In the $8 tier, we had Joshua Lewis and Brandon Dean.
Whoa.
$10 tier, Jacob Flesher, Dogcatcher23,
Whoa.
Liam McLee, Dr. Dick of Deadlock World Order,
What?
Big Jimbo, The
Jimbo.
Dark One, Chaos Oak, David Sharp, Hawk, Austin Bark, Michael C. In the $10.07 tier, we had Skylar King.
Whoa.
In the
doing
$12
that?
tier, we had Zane Hairston, Brett
Wow.
Rossi.
Oh my
In the
god.
$14 tier, we had Owen White.
Oh my fucking
In the
god.
$60 tier, we had Sheriff Ryan. He's
Oh
an
my
annual.
fuck. Wow,
And
annual.
and a $70 Bruv Bucks tier that definitely translates to more than $70.
Holy shit.
Scott
What?
Marshall, which means
Marshall!
new Deadlock Patreon champion of the world,
Wow.
little Scotty
The
Marshall.
The streak is over.
The streak is over. He defeated 2 people to earn the Deadlock
Stack 'em,
Patreon
pin 'em, fuck 'em.
championship. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's how that goes.
Wow.
So does he have
Scott-
2 title belts now? Like the one cut in half? Is that how it works?
He can put them back together now.
Yeah, he actually glued them back together.
Yeah, yeah.
I already talked to him about it.
nice.
Yeah.
With his mouth. Yeah, that was awesome. Good job, Scott. Thank you so much for your contributions.
Wow.
Congrats on becoming a part
Round
of
of
Deadlock
applause.
history. And thanks to all of you for continuing to help our little stinky show.
Let me give a quick shout out to everyone over on Patreon that became a new patron, patreon.com/DeadlockPW or DeadlockPW.com/Patreon.
Hell
In the
fucking
$1 tier, Griga, King
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Buger,
That's my guy.
Jack
That's my guy.
Turner,
That's my guy.
Aeon
Yeah.
Mooney. In the
That's my
$1
guy.
and 1 cent tier, CM Shorty. $1.50 tier, Brandon Boolanger.
Brandon.
$4 tier, Tony BDSM Guy. Jonas
Wait,
Bridges.
hold on. Hold
In
on
the
a
$5
second.
tier, Philip
I tried to
Williams.
slide in on the
Scruff
photo
God,
tier so no one would
Javion
notice.
Clybourne,
okay, fair enough.
Dakota Kai Foot Worship, Caleb
I
Simmons,
tried to slide
Mark
in on that one
Wise,
too.
Crescent Cannon, Goob, Ruber Tui. I'm sorry, that's Rubber Toe. $7 tier, CS. In the
Rubber
$8
Tui.
tier, we had Brutta. In the $10 tier,
Brutta.
Cody Augustine,
Wow.
Ben Lord, the IV Runner, Big J, Gage Albright, Kodiak
Oh.
907, Eric Gonzalez,
Eric.
RDM, Emery
Ooh.
Lopez,
Ooh.
Brandon Garrison,
Brandon.
Stone
Let's go.
Cold Steve Carson, Dave Turcotte, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
What?
Big Poppin' Bills, Francie Benjamin, Alexander Roulette, Steve Cena, Jim Ross,
Legendary Steve
Mark
Cena.
Posey,
Jim Ross?
Sean Stevens,
Jim Ross.
All Out Samaj 2, Lil Jizzle 5150,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Dick the God.
No. No. Hold on.
In the
I'm putting my foot down here.
Jordan
No.
Barkus,
Hold on.
JP Nielsen, and a $39.50
Keep getting away with this.
Douglas Cardell in a $60 annual tier, based Maki Ito, and in the new tier that only exists as of now.
What?
Dick the God.
This is, I swear, this is at least the third week
And
you've
still,
said Dick
the
the Con-
Patreon champion,
Hey.
Scott Marshall, $70
Marshall.
Bruv
It's Marshall.
bucks.
Scott Marshall.
Marshall.
Little Scotty Marshall. Thank you so
Scott,
much.
I don't mean to take away from your reign. We
Now
are proud
we're
to have you
moving
as our
on to the
champion.
next
But this fucking
segment,
guy won't
where
stop
we're gonna
saying
be talking
Dick the
about
Cock
Dark
Johnson
Side of
on
the
the
Ring.
show.
Let me also give a shout out to everyone on our Patreon. $1, $5, $10, whatever the case may be. Some of you guys take liberties, you do your thing. In the $1 tier, Elijah Franklin, Mang Knows Your Current, Cody Vintage Davis. In the $1.04 tier, Brandon Dean. In the $1.50 tier, Ramin Akbari, In the $4 tier, Defract. In the $5 tier, Eric B, Tyree Knight, James Alvarez, Mudry Bread, Javier Gonzalez, Michael Bonovich, Pot Kimbley, Dr. Bingus, Ren, Chris Hartman, Django Kill 67, Caleb Sutton. In the $5.69 tier, we had Big Brother Booty Khan. In the $7 tier, we had Sleeve Harvey, Billy and Chuck E. Cheese. In the $8 tier, we had Connor Murphy and Mosby Dick. $10 tier, we had Derek Michael Burgess, Trigger Matt, Darth Douchebag, Slade Morrison, Dick the Cock Johnson.
No, he is not back again.
Rich Moulton, Robert Walsh, Pepsi Man, Robert Gallagher, John Mark Shaver, Ren Nolan, Eric Moulin, Justin Moss, Possibly Joe, Room Temp Stephen Houston, Paisa 94, Joey Sills, Chikari Godson, Tyler Hutchinson, Skiz, David Fernando, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Frank Lore. In the $13.50 tier, we had Josh Chatinoff. In the $12 tier, we had Chad Ryan 26. In the new tier that we just created, we had Dick the Cock Johnson.
No, he's not.
And in the $72.46 tier, all by himself up in that big boy tier, we had Spoon Bubbler. And in the $75 tier, Daniel Beasley. And you know what that means. That means we have ourselves a new Patreon World's Champion, and it is indeed Daniel Beasley.
Wow.
And his first opponent will be Dick the Cock Johnson.
No, he's not real. It's not a real person. He's not around.
Now, we're also going to give a shout out to everybody over on our Patreon who became any tier, to be completely honest with you.
All the tiers.
We appreciate it all. Patreon.com/DEADLOCK.
Fuck it.
In the $1 tier, Calvin Delaney, Hollywood J, Matt Blakey, Official Day 13, and Tyler Swift. $4 tier, we had Sea Lion. $5 tier, Brady. Sick Guy Vic V3. Ray 4. Mel. Cody Rhodes, Please Stop. Tyler. Davion Farabee. Robbie Carrion. Christian Beekman.
Carry on.
Ryan Pick Bricks. Dylan Parsons. John. Sky Arrow. Parkus. Big Show Singlet. And Jake D. In the $5.01 tier, we had Stone Cold Corn Long Way.
Stone Cold Corn Long Way? Wow.
Yeah, Stone
Revisionist
Cold
history.
Corn Long Way. Well, I guess Goldberg could be Stone Cold. $7, we had Everett Lambros Scott. $8 tier, we had Theft for the Righteous and Brinkster. In the $10 tier, we had Maury Island. We had Tezca Jesus, Mozzie, Brony Gamer David, Brandon Coffer, Josh the Red Panda, Austin Fitzgerald, Cons 95 or Con S95, D-Man. $13.50 we had Brody, and $14 we had William Carey and Jazz Killick.
Nice.
And we also have ourselves a
no way. Unbelievable. Didn't we just get a new champ? Oh my God.
Namian had a $100 gimmick here.
Oh, fat old drop there.
Send it down. Thank you guys so much for the love and support on Patreon.
Thank you.
If you guys got into a tier 1, 5, 10, be sure to check all the stuff you get. You got some pretty cool stuff.
There's a lot of shit on there.
Absolutely. Also, quick shout out to everybody on our Patreon, of course. We always love seeing new people join
all
that.
of them.
Woo!
Did you know we're in the top 7 of all wrestling
I'm glad that we're
Patreons?
number 7.
That feels right.
It does.
7.
So if you guys want to become one of those, you can do so before the weekend. Get on to SGH Live. Even if it's your first time ever doing it, you get like 40 or 50 hours of content. That's just unlocked.
That's not even a joke. Just SGH, there's at least 40 hours.
Shouts out people in the $1 tier: Michael Eisen, Tristan Potter, Mars Taylor, $1.41 Pop Tart Powerbomb, $1.50 Lackland Wilson, $4 tier Retzos, $5 tier Orion Piston, Dick the Cock.
No, stop. Would you stop? Why do you keep letting this happen? Why? No, you can't just go over it.
Laquia, Haywood Jablone,
Stop doing this.
Big Bad Bear Skeleton, Allison Bryan, Kyle Miles, Henrik Matthew Chua.
Thank you.
William Schmidt, $7 tier. Umar Khan, Crimson, Mav, John Davis, $10 tier.
Wait, why is there
Nick
why is there 4 people in the $7 tier?
Seven.
Nothing there.
Ben Lord, Jeffrey Miller.
All right.
Frank Segura.
All right.
Pedro Miranda.
All right.
Evan Carrasquillo. Bentley Rex.
Saying that's like Howard Finkel.
Schmelly. Matthew Gillespie. Distorted Triangle.
Tony.
Justin Bonner. Jordan. Gold. Jalen. $12 tier.
What is
Lawrence
happening
Misbell. $14 tier. Cody Rose. And we have a new champion. Daniel Beasley.
Was that the official Deadlock champion song?
It's the Almighty Untitled.
I like it. That's
on XY Lot themes.
So if you
can find that song.
if you win the title, you get a song now. I didn't realize. That's awesome.
$75. Thank you, Daniel.
Nice.
Big Daniel, thank you.
Now, let's go into the Deadlock patrons for this past week here. New people that have signed up on our Patreon at patreon.com/DeadlockPW.
Hell yeah.
Starting off in the $1 tier, Navy, Sora CD, Jacob Gorenberg, Stacey Herring, Ash VPW,
Whoa,
Iggy
Ash.
Igson, Raymond Height III,
Raymond.
Gavin, I guess I never miss, huh? $1.50, we had Sarcastic Banter.
Whoa.
$4, we had Connor. $5, we had Uranium.
Always a Connor.
BSB, Dave K,
Yes.
Joe Payne, Devon, the 4-7, Brandon, Antonio Miranda,
Whoa.
Passion,
Whoa.
Eli Cannon. In the $10 tier, Chiwaldo, Obsy, Big Andy's #1 fan, Pulse's old outro,
Now read like Stone Cold.
Nicholas, what? Patrick Kruger, what? We had Christopher Foster Palmer,
Holy shit.
Andrew Coe, Guy Gabriel II,
All right.
Synthetic Scion, formerly
There's a
known
lot
as
of these,
Savage
huh?
Aura,
Wow.
Eclipse, Fugoi. In the $10 3-cent tier, we had Rashawn House.
All right.
$12 tier, we had Quessy Clark.
What are you doing there?
In the $14 tier, we had Dipper of Hogs, Finn Chillman.
Wow. Wait, what?
That's awesome.
And we have a new Patreon champion of the world taking over at $77. The new champion is
77.
Namian.
Namian's back?
7777.
7777?
He's taking
my
back
God.
his championship
Wow.
with force.
Namian says, give me that shit.
He sent us
Thank
an
you,
email that
Namian.
said, ruthless.
Namian back on top. Thank you
Back
so much.
at it
That's a
again.
fantastic contribution. And because you, it makes it us easier to do giveaways and all that shit. Like the giveaway we're going to do when we hit 777. We got a 9,000 follower giveaway hopefully coming up here soon when we hit that. Got a lot of shit coming up thanks to you motherfucking patrons.
Of course, over on our Patreon, we want to give a shout out to everybody that became a new patron. We're going to start off in the $1 tier. Oh, wait, there's no one in the $1 tier. We're skipping right over to the $4 tier.
Yeah.
Sean Dyer. In the
Sean.
$5 tier, Ian Nolan, Rob Stockstill, Meet
Yes.
Your Daddy,
Okay.
Hubert Dinklesprout,
Hubert Dubert?
Alta Ron, Tyler
Ooh.
Dominic, The Mang,
Ooh.
$7.77.
Seven.
Washington
seven.
football legend Matt McDonald.
Washington football team?
The $10 tier. Stone Cold Johnny Sucks.
What?
CT Pax. Greediest Baron. Ryan Smith. Joe Morganti.
Joe
Walker
Mama.
Stewart. Andre L. Now let me try that one more time.
Oh,
Antonio
Okay.
Miranda. Enrique de la Riva. In the
Whoa.
$6 tier, Donnie 4X. He's a new
Donnie.
annual. Thank you. And still, your Patreon champion of the world, Namian, at $77.77.
Namian.
7777.
What do you think about that, Rikishi?
No, Rikishi, stop. Rikishi. Stop, Rikishi, please.
Now we're going to do our Patreon shouts out here for everyone who became a new patron over on Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW.
Yeah.
In the $1 tier, Jefferson Steelflex, Adam
yeah.
Benoit, Ryan Zandez,
Bitch.
CP, Eluez Jimenez, Blazer King, Irish Nathan, Jarrett Fogel, David Parker, $4 tier, some dude called Che, $5 tier, Beheard, Riffcoms, Kuchi Okada Rainmaker, Dean Bell, Jack Carroll, Steve, Jack Fargle, Duncan Stewart, Terrace Jackson, welcome to the Cum Zone. Matthew Fry,
Wait, was
Yabu
that
Straw, this is my shoot name. $7, Hi Anon, Demon Youth, $8 tier, Taylor Coyne, Tom McCow, Rikishi's Fat Butt Cheeks, and Rikishi, eating Rikishi's ass. $9 tier, Joel. $10 tier, Chuckles. Jonathan McGee. Sonoda. I'm just sexy boy. No, I'm not. Sandy Perez. Paco. Bestiality Sex for Life. Synthetic Scion, formerly known as Savage Aura. Darth Douchebag. Alex Casimir. Everybody knows, wants to know. Chubby Chuckle, Rich Moulton, Danny King, Taylor Martin, Inhuman Tornado, Sean Carney, Mortis on Fire, DeWitt, Jordan, Justin H, Antonio Miranda, Devin Johnson, the Ash Kohler Podcast, Big Bob Mark.
What the fuck?
In the $12.34, we had Marcos Alvarez. In the $12.50, we had Lee Hallowell. $13.50, fuck you, Johnny. Lucas Lockie.
That's not
Cody Cavell. I mean, I'm the one on the list here. $14 yeah, Justin Matthews. Cooper Smith. And that means, and still, the Patreon champion of the world, Namian.
He upped his, I believe.
Yeah, right? Namian also upped it, so you guys have an even bigger goal to try to hit here. $100.69.
Wow,
nice.
That is
absolute
like
madman.
The golden amount. Namian is single-handedly keeping the ship afloat here.
We're coming home. Why are people saying that? We're coming home.
It's coming home.
Yeah.
My dad.
We're coming home. Yeah, it's coming home. Check out our Patreon, of course. I want to give a shout out to everyone who has become a new patron.
Wow.
Starting in the $1. Scintillate. Coach Fatboy Mitts, Rich Bitch, Pain X Killer, Dog Lord 420.
Yes.
$1.50 tier. Dojo. $4
Interesting.
tier. George E. Boy. $4.50 tier. DSN 27.
A lot of numbers.
DSN 27. The person you were trying to reach cannot be reached this time. $5
my router
tier.
number.
Stone Cena. The Young Boomer. Morse.
Nice.
Keem Miller. Cyrus Peacock. Alex Rasky. Jason Ephraim. Gimme. Chris Blunt. Moon Aphrodite.
Okay.
Wasteoid Kenya.
Close. It's close.
Wasteoid Kenya.
All right.
5-star. Diarrhea Ripley's Believe It or Not.
That's disgusting.
$5.69 tier. John Thomas. $10 tier. Anthony Stout. Tom Puppet. Jordan Blake. 2x98. Brad period A16. Stone Cock Steve Anus. Cam Bozora. Owen Howman. Farid Amini. Darquez Smith. Anthony Stout again.
Yes.
How did you get up here twice, you son of a bitch?
On the same list?
Llama Lad. Coach. Daniel Patterson. Big Duck Tuck. In the $10 and 10 tier, James Punk.
What are you doing there?
$10.69 tier, Michael Robinson.
What are you doing there?
$12 tier, Josh L. and Terrence Wilson.
I don't understand.
$13.50 tier, Joshua Gove and Princeton Lawrence. $15.69 tier, John E. Cum. $60 tier, Spencer McFace. It's an annual.
Is that a command?
And in the $100 and $1 tier,
whoa,
Marquentin Warren. Which means a new
Patreon
champion of the world, Marquentin Warren.
That was like an ultimate opportunist kind of stealing the title away too, because I think it was like 169, right? 169 cents, the last champion?
Just a few cents.
Namian?
He took over the gimmick.
Wow. Congrats to the new champion, Marquentin. Thank you so much for that gigantic contribution. That is fucking awesome. Very, very much appreciated. Congrats on the new champion. What was that Stone Cold name that you said again?
Stone Cock Steve Anus.
All right, just wanted to get that one. Make sure. Okay. Thought I heard it wrong.
I forgot this one here.
Don't.
Dick the Cock.
It's not.
Johnson. He's back again.
He's not back. It's not true.
The boys are back in town.
Ski-wo.
Episode number 100 of
No
the
more.
Deadlock Wrestling Podcast.
No more.
How crazy is that? Triple
We made
digits.
Me and you made it, James. Just us. Me and you.
I
Nobody
couldn't
else.
be happier.
I'm glad it ended up this way, my friend.
We got a couple things to talk about. A pretty busy week in Deadlock of War for True.
Is
for
it?
True.
God damn.
We're going to be talking about the GCW show that you went to.
I was
GCW
there.
Homecoming, night number one.
Number one.
We're also going to be talking about Dynamite for this past week, which I was there.
Whoa, you were there.
We're going to be talking about the theme song segment. We're bringing it back for
Ooh.
The Undertaker.
The most requested one that we thought we did, but I guess we didn't.
Yes, we didn't do it, so we're going to do it this time. And we're just going to be talking about some of the trials and tribulations of creating this thing we call Deadlock.
God, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we've been wanting to talk about for quite some time, and I think we should do that.
And, you know, the way that I got to AEW was by winning the AEW Games tournament here, the Elite GM Invitational. So, of course, we'll be talking about that and the whole trip that I went on.
Yeah, we should talk about that. How about we talk about that now?
Oh, yeah, if you want to jump right into it, sure, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm glad you got to do all that, but
Who did I beat exactly to get there?
yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
what I wanted to talk about, because I don't think you had to do that.
I think that I did, and I think that I did.
You're right, and that's why it's sometimes we got to make hard decisions in our life, James. Like, you made a decision to beat me in the tournament, kind of embarrass me in front of everybody on all the ites. But I mean, we all have to do shitty things sometimes. Like last week, people think that it was shitty that I fired Tony, and Tony's probably not too happy about that. And Tony's also probably not happy about the fact that I have Tony's stock in Deadlock now too.
Wait, how did that happen?
Well, we couldn't just sit there, right? I mean, there was a piece of the pie. I had to pick it up. So I got mine. I got Tony's. And there's you. And I think I want yours too.
Now,
So-
come on.
So, James,
Come
thankfully
on.
it's the last episode. But I want to end this one on my own.
Come
So,
on,
James, you're fired. The boy is back in town. Welcome, everybody, to episode 100 of the Deadlock Podcast. I'm Johnny, and that's all you really need. There's a lot of stuff to talk about on the show. We'll get to that later. Whatever. I got all the time in the world that I want. I don't got to run down this. You're going to listen. Everyone's going to listen. It's going to be a really fun time. Me, by myself. And you know what? A special favor to all of you that have been supporting Deadlock all the way through to episode 100, especially you Patreon hog dippers out there. I'm going to read every single Patreon member that we have right now, which is like almost 1,400 of you. So stay tight for a minute and then let me get through this. Okay, here we go. Devrin Smith, Donut Cass, Brandon Carter, John Crowbar, Matt D, Eric Kenny.
Oh, what a difference 24 hours makes, Johnny.
20. Well, you weren't even here. You weren't here. It's been a week, over a week, 2 weeks maybe. A week, 24
You know
hours.
what, Johnny? The consortium is me.
What does that mean? What is
You
a
and
consortium?
I are partners.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Tony. I
And
have
as my
your
first act
What
as consortium,
I'm
we
also,
have another partner.
Wait, why do we have another partner? I don't want another partner.
So I had to ask myself,
Oh,
Deadlock hired the consortium number 2 and the number 3 when they could have hired the real consortium number 1, me. Well, guess what? They
No.
did hire the real consortium number 1 because the consortium is me.
This still doesn't make any sense.
And
How is
Johnny,
this? No.
you're fired. The boys are back in town. Welcome back to the Deadlock Podcast. We are on episode number 100. Of course, we're talking about GCW, AEW, Dynamite theme. We can talk about everything that's happened this past week.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. A ton of stuff happening.
Before we get into all of that, let me go over some updates real quick as we usually do. Watch This
Okay.
43 is up. Sadly, one of the guys that was part of it is no longer with Deadlock, but you can check it out. Big Show versus Undertaker in a Punjabi prison match. How was that, Tony?
It is so fucked how the match even became a thing. I don't even understand it.
We have SGH Live coming up this weekend, July 31st at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going to be watching Heatwave 98. That won the poll on Patreon.
ECW.
And thankfully, we're going to have a pretty cool edition for you guys to watch. that might be more in line with what Heatwave 98 looked like back in 98. Also, want to say thank you to everyone who bought the merchandise, of course. We sold a bunch of t-shirts, a bunch of flags. Sold on the flags in like an hour and a half. Turns out you guys are big flag guys. So we're going to go ahead and...
Big flag dippers over here. We might have to up it next time.
We're going to keep upping them till you guys stop buying them all out. So let's just keep doing it. Also, we hit 1 million overall listens on Deadlock as we reach episode 100.
That's a lot of listens.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support this show. And of course, we have something new for everybody. Debuting this weekend for $10 patrons if we hit 1,400 patrons.
Oh, yeah.
We are very, very close. We only need like 24 more patrons or so. And we have something in the can that we would love to add to the $10 tier. So if we can hit that 1,400, we will debut it this upcoming weekend. Very exciting stuff. Now, of course, we want to give a shout out to everyone who keeps this train moving over on our Patreon, patreon.com/DeadlockPW. Shouts out to everybody. We got people in the $1 tier here. Devrin Smith, Donut Cass, Brandon Carter, John Crobot, Matt D, Eric Kinney.
If you actually think for 1 second, now let me try that one more time.
What the hell?
If you two actually think that you're the only consortium, the consortium is me.
What?
You and I are partners. And at the end of this contract here, it says that we got 100 more episodes to go. We're deadlocked.
Ski-whoa! The boys are back in town. Welcome back for the third time to Deadlock. Episode 100. Woo! And now that we have all the contract situations worked out here, we're finally ready to move on with this episode. Well, let me get some shouts out to the Patreons out there real quick. $1, Devrin Smitter, Donut Cass, Brandon Carter, John Crobot, Matt D, Eric Kinney, Dominic Everidge, $1.50, Connor Elliott, $1.69, Benito Fettuccini, $5, Kenneth Castano, The Education, Trey Campbell, Telescope, Nathan Pierce, Tyreek, Scott Crocker, James, Daniel Morales, Joe Mills, Travis Black, Austin Sanders, Zehog Verdern, Nate Patrick, For Real, Section 8 Sex Symbol, Ozzy279, David Wilder, Blit the Warlord, pronounced Blit. This is great. Are you sure you want 100 more episodes of this? You can tell us no. We have all our feelings.
Please.
Daniel Q. Tacos every day. $7 tier. Carter Skedgervin.
Seven.
Claire Du Lunsalt. Tropical Paladin. Mr. Very Real. $9 tier. Shane Totti. Shane Thunder. Killian Taylor. $10 tier. Coolio 740, James Burr, Kipe, Chandler Williams, Scott Fisher, Mike Darren, The Cock and Ball Connection, Rob, Dylan on God, Coco Joe, Terrence Nubia, Johnny, Trayvon Suber. I have sex with your wife. $10.69. Cody White ate 69 butts. Nice. $12 tier. FTG Puma. Arrows Parkers. Coots BR. $60 tier. Revan for Life annual. Evan Carret annual. $120 tier. Peter.
Fuck up.
Wait, 120. Wait, what?
Annual tier. That also means we have a new champion, Blake Xavier. $110.
That's so
Blake
many
Xavier
dollars.
Thank you, Blake. You are the champion on episode 100, brother. Congratulations.
That's like a Hall of Fame. That's like winning a WrestleMania.